Hey guys, welcome to the King Closer Reacts. I am the King Closer, RJ Bates III, and today we're going to be reacting to some more YouTube shorts from wholesale gurus telling you guys how to wholesale real estate anywhere in the United States. I'm going to see if I agree or not. Let's get into the first reaction.
There are 3 tips I wish I knew for somebody that's just getting started in real estate and real estate wholesaling. My first tip is don't stay in the education phase too long. It is so easy just to keep studying the business and not take action. What I suggest is take 2-3 weeks to learn the business where you feel confident, then start taking action by cold calling, dragging for dollars, whatever. My second tip is go to networking events. I personally try to go to 1 networking event a week. My first mentor ever I met at a networking event. My third tip is don't be afraid to look dumb. Everybody when they first got started looked like they didn't know what they were doing. Even now when I've been in the business for 2 years, I still make dumb mistakes and stuff still comes up. So just take the imperfect action and learn as you go.
Alright, so on tip number 3 there where he says, don't be afraid to look dumb. I've been in this business for a decade and we still make mistakes. It's always going to happen. There's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to a real estate transaction. So don't get down on yourself if you look dumb. Honestly, nobody cares. And then as far as not staying in the education phase for too long, we tell everybody the moment you join Titanium University, on day 1, you're calling leads. You're going to be on the phone talking to motivated sellers no matter what. So even if you're brand new, you don't know anything about real estate, I still want you taking action and getting out of that education phase, because nothing actually educates you more than taking action inside of the business. Getting on the phone, talking to the seller, comping and underwriting, actually looking at deals and seeing, hey, is this a property that is discounted from retail value? That's what's going to get you to the point where you actually know what's going on to get your results as quickly as possible.
Just put this in your head for the next 12 months at least. Every inbound lead is going to cost you $300, and you need probably 20 inbound leads to do a deal.
To get a deal.
So that's $6,000 is the upper level. Now, the better you get at converting, the more exit strategies you have, the better you are at doing the discovery process. When you do speak to a seller and really understand what their goal is, the more you're going to close. That'll get more to like 1 to 10, 1 to 15. When you're getting inbound leads for the first year, it's like 1 to 20. And so $6,000 to do a deal, that should get you $20,000.
All right. Love my boy Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP, but I have to disagree here, okay? I believe what he is referring to as far as a $300 inbound lead is for his business specifically in like Maricopa County, right? Phoenix, Arizona, where he does business. Well, yeah, if you're only going to be getting inbound leads in one of the hottest real estate markets in the United States over the past decade, then yes, it's going to be expensive. But if you cast a wider net, maybe across the entire state, or in our case, the entire United States, then your cost per lead can be significantly lower. You can also kind of game the system, right? Speed to Lead has the coupon club where you can get a lead that's been 48 hours or older for $29. And I recommend the metrics on that. You should still be closing 1 out of every 25. Similar to what Brent was saying there, 1 out of 20, but he's talking about exclusive leads. Now, let's talk about another lead source, because you guys have heard me talk about Speed to Lead. But LeadZolo is now adding a discount budget item like Coupon Club, but it's going to be exclusive discounted. It's going to be ranging somewhere in the $35 to $40 range. Now, that's significantly lower than the $300 that Brent's talking about. One last tip on how to game the system when it comes to PPL. Right now, LeadZolo actually has reports that shows who is bidding and for how much in different cities and counties. So for example, if you were to try to get a lead from LeadZolo inside of Houston, Texas, it's probably going to range around $250, $300. But they don't have anybody bidding inside of San Antonio, Texas. So you could actually get an exclusive lead immediately inside of San Antonio for about $120. So, Brent, I understand where you're coming from because of what you do business inside of Phoenix, Arizona. But it doesn't mean that's the case for everybody. If you can cast a wider net, if you can go to a different city or a different market, you can get inbound leads for a lot of more affordable of a price.
When I first got into this business, everyone was preaching the model that I'm telling you about.
Yeah, for
I had
sure.
gotten an office 3 years ago. The office was about 10,000 square feet. I had put about 20 people, I put asses in seats because that's what my mentors told me to do. I had the wrong coaches, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then they were telling me to just invest into a bunch of dialers and have everybody cold call and buy high equity absentee.
Yeah. And that's
Bro,
just tons of work.
We were making 100K, but I was spending 90K. When I first got into this,
All right, so Q is talking about one of the things I've been preaching for the past 4 to 5 years. Just because you have more people on your team, just because you have more contracts, does not necessarily mean that you are going to be more profitable as a business operator. And what he was experiencing there was massive overhead inside of his business. He had a lot of people to manage, a lot of data, skip tracing, and probably, honestly, a lot of terminations because there were so many contracts flowing through his wholesale operation. There's going to be mistakes made. There's going to be problems that don't get solved by the right people because, like he said, he was just putting asses in seats and not necessarily the right people. So one of the things that we've done here at Titanium is that we've really kind of shrunk our team down. We're okay with doing less volume, but as a business operator, I now make more profit. I have more freedom. And see, as entrepreneurs, we talk all the time about having freedom, but then we fall into the world of social media where vanity metrics become important. How many followers do you have? How many deals do you do? What's your revenue? What's more important is how much net profit do you make? And how much time do you have? Do you actually have the freedom to take weekends off? Do you have the time to take a Monday off to go golfing with your team? I do. That's what's more important.
I'm 22. I made my first 6 figures wholesaling real estate. I never leave my couch. And here's how I do it. First, hit the link below and make an account on Deal Sniper. Then you're going to load up Redfin. Pick a city. Once you load up your city, find a house. Doesn't matter which one. I'm going to take the property I found and paste that address into Deal Sniper. Hit search, and it loads all the info on the property. Now we want to scroll down to create a finance offer. Select no. And within seconds, Deal Sniper created us an offer to send over to the real estate agent. It underwrote the deal within seconds to figure out what a good offer was, so I didn't have to do anything. All I gotta do is hit copy and send this over to the real estate agent. If I wasn't talking, that would have probably took me about 10 seconds, and I'm just chilling on my couch right now. If you get like 10 to 20 of these out a day, you should get your first contract within a couple weeks. And if not, you should have made a couple really good agent connections where they'll be bringing you deals soon. Once we get one of our offers accepted, we can then sell this over to a buyer and make about $10,000 to $20,000. Guys, one thing I should tell you, don't do this unless you're actually going to be serious about it. If you're serious to committing and taking action, this is going to work for you. Just like how it's working for everybody in the Discord. We made a post saying drop an emoji every time you got an accepted offer, and we've only been live for about a month. And we have the Discord just in case any of you guys just starting out need some help. And that's pretty much it, guys. Just hit the link below, sign up, make an account, and you'll figure the rest out.
This is the direction we're moving to with the power of the softwares that are coming out, AI, getting integrated inside of real estate investing and wholesaling. I actually got a DM the other day from someone that said, man, I'd love to be able to show you my new software that will make a creative finance offer in less than 10 seconds. And I said, that's frightening. This is frightening. I get the whole thought process behind it. But my partner, Cassie, she's a licensed agent. We've listed properties. We've listed physically distressed properties before. And to think that you are going to build a relationship with that listing agent by just sending out blind offers, probably discounted from the asking price, without a real explanation, I think that's a problem. I don't know, like we get those all the time. Cassie does. Cassie gets sub-2 offers, she gets seller finance offers, and there's not really an understanding as to why they're making that offer. There's times where we've received sub-2 offers when we had a hard money loan. There's times where we've been asked to seller finance when we had a hard money loan. There's been times where we've been asked to seller finance when we had a private money loan. See, that doesn't make any sense. The solution that you're trying to provide is not the solution that I need as the seller. And this is where I believe that these softwares make it, and they have an error in the system. And the other thing is he says it takes them 10 seconds to do this, and if you can get 10 to 20 out a day, I mean, why wouldn't you just send an offer out using the software to every single property that's listed on MLS in one day? It only takes 10 seconds. So something must not be adding up there. I personally, I don't like this yet. I haven't seen anything that shifts my mindset on how this could work. And the other aspect of this is what value are you bringing to your end buyers if you're getting a property under contract that's listed on the MLS? Now, this is coming from someone that has done hundreds of deals off the MLS when I got started. But that's what I was taught. I was taught to get deals off the MLS. I didn't know any better. I didn't know how to provide value to a seller with direct-to-seller marketing and finding someone that had an issue. This is why I say we need to always be talking to motivated sellers. The most important thing that we can identify when we're talking to a seller on the phone is motivation. When we're sending out blind offers on the MLS, we're hoping that we stumble across someone that has motivation. And then we're hoping that our end buyer sees value in whatever we get that property under contract for. I don't know that that's a sustainable business model. I like what we do better.
Again, we're here. Very quick, very effective.
Oh, man. I love that. And people ask me all the time, RJ, how do you keep your buyer from talking to your seller when you're virtually wholesaling? One, vet out your buyers. Be very clear in your communication. You are not to talk to the seller about price, the motivation, the condition, anything. If they are there and they happen to be in the same location, please do not communicate anything. You are a representative of my company right now, and that's it. And I will do all the communication. If you have any request, I will get that answer to you. If they don't abide by those rules, then you blacklist them. They don't get any more deals, and you let them know that up front. Now, inevitably, it is going to happen where you do have that guy talk to your seller. This is why it's very important to be transparent with your sellers about what's taking place in the transaction. More often than not, what ends up happening is our seller actually tells us about the buyer trying to do some shady business. And then what happens? That buyer gets blackballed. They no longer receive deals from us, and we leave a note in investor list and let everyone else know who that buyer really is. So as the wholesaler, set proper expectations, vet out your buyers, set proper expectations with your sellers, let them know what's going on, and more often than not, you'll be taken care of. All right, guys, that's our episode of The King Closer Reacts. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you did. Make sure you like today's video, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.